I had been married to Margaret for 50 years, and I thought I knew everything about her. I was wrong. If there's one thing I hate more than running out of coffee in the morning, it's cleaning out the garage. That place is like a black hole where things go in and never come out. And yet, there I was on a Sunday afternoon, standing in the middle of dust-covered chaos, because my daughter, Emily, had insisted. "Dad, you can't keep hoarding stuff forever," she had said, her arms crossed in that way that made her look just like her mother when she was about to scold me. "You need to clear out some space. You don't even know what's in there anymore." She had a point. The garage had become a museum of forgotten junk, old Christmas decorations, tools I never used, and boxes filled with memories I wasn't quite ready to face. But since Emily had a habit of checking up on me, I had to at least pretend to make an effort. So, I started sorting through the mess, muttering under my breath about how Margaret used to be the one to handle these things. She had a way of making everything look effortless, while let's just say I was more suited for sitting in my recliner and reminiscing. Then I saw it, a small wooden box, tucked away behind an old suitcase. It was unassuming, covered in dust, with a delicate floral carving on the lid. Something about it felt familiar, like a whisper from the past. I picked it up, wiped away the dust with my sleeve, and hesitated. I didn't remember ever seeing Margaret with this box. And yet, the moment I opened it, I knew it had belonged to her. Inside, there were a few trinkets, a dried flower, a tiny locket with a faded photograph of a young man I didn't recognize, and at the very bottom, an envelope. The paper had yellowed with time, and the ink on the front was slightly smudged. It was addressed to someone I had never heard of. "James," it read. My heart skipped a beat. James? Who is James? With shaky fingers, I pulled out the letter, unfolded it carefully, and began to read. The handwriting was unmistakably Margaret's, the same flowing script she had used to write grocery lists and birthday cards. But this letter wasn't meant for me. "My dearest James," it began. I stopped reading. My brain needed a second to catch up. Dearest? James? What in the world? I took a deep breath and started again. "My dearest James, I don't know if I'll ever have the courage to send this, but I need you to know." I sat down. Suddenly, my legs felt unsteady. Margaret had written this before she ever met me. She must have been in her early 20s, long before our paths crossed. Yet, in all our years together, she had never once mentioned a James. I kept reading. "I will always love you, but I can't wait any longer. My father has arranged a life for me here, and I must honor it. You told me once that love means setting someone free. I hope you meant it, because tomorrow I will say yes to another man." I exhaled slowly, my chest tightening. The other man was me. Margaret had chosen me, but there had been someone else before me, a love she had never spoken of, a story she had locked away in this wooden box. At first, I felt something completely irrational. Jealousy. Can you believe that? A 72-year-old man, jealous of someone from half a century ago. A man who, for all I knew, had been dead for years. But the jealousy faded quickly, replaced by something else. Regret. Not for myself, but for Margaret. Had she ever wondered about him? Had she ever wished she had chosen differently? And why had she kept this letter all these years? I leaned back, running a hand through my thinning hair. My dog, Rusty, trotted over and sat at my feet, sensing something was wrong. I absent-mindedly scratched behind his ears while staring at the letter. What now? Should I just put it back and pretend I never saw it? No, that wasn't me. Margaret had given me an incredible life, but suddenly, I felt like a stranger in my own marriage. I needed answers, and there was only one way to find them. I turned the envelope over and saw something I had missed before, a small return address written in the corner. New York. I swallowed hard. For a moment, doubt crept in. What was I hoping to find? But the thought of leaving this mystery unsolved gnawed at me. I needed to know. There was only one thing left to do. I had to find James. New York. The address on the envelope was old, the ink slightly faded, but still legible. I sat there for a long time, staring at it, debating what to do. A part of me told me to leave it alone. Margaret had chosen me. She had lived a full, happy life by my side. Did it really matter who James was? But another part of me, the part that had spent 50 years loving a woman I thought I knew completely, needed answers. So I did what any old man with limited tech skills would do. I called my grandson Tommy. "Hey, kiddo, I need your help with something." "Oh," he said. "This isn't about setting up your email again, is it?" "No, wise guy. I need to find someone. A man named James who used to live in New York." Tommy was silent for a second. "Are you hunting down an old enemy, Grandpa? Should I be concerned?" I sighed. "Just look him up, will you?" Within minutes, Tommy had several possible leads. I nodded sagely, pretending I understood half of what he was showing me on the screen. Eventually, we narrowed it down to an old apartment address, one that hadn't changed hands in decades. That's how, a few days later, I found myself standing in front of a brownstone apartment in Brooklyn, gripping Margaret's letter like it was a lifeline. I knocked. A woman in her 70s answered, her sharp blue eyes scanning me with curiosity. "Can I help you?" she asked. I cleared my throat. "I'm looking for someone named James. He used to live here." Her expression softened. "James was my brother." "Was?" A strange heaviness settled in my chest. "I see. I think he knew my wife Margaret. A long time ago." She hesitated for a moment before stepping aside. "Come in, Mr. Walter Davis." The apartment was warm, filled with the scent of old books and fresh coffee. Pictures lined the mantel, family photos, vacations, memories frozen in time. Then I saw him. In one of the photos, a young man in a military uniform smiled back at me. "James. He passed away years ago," she said softly. "Lung cancer. He never married." Something inside me ached. "Did he ever mention Margaret?" She smiled sadly. "Oh, Walter, he never stopped talking about her." I gripped the arms of my chair. "He loved her? Deeply. But he always said she made the right choice. He knew she was happy with you." I swallowed hard, my fingers tightening around the letter. "Then why did she keep this?" I asked, holding it out. She looked at it for a long moment before standing and walking to a nearby cabinet. When she returned, she was holding an envelope that looked just as old as the one in my hands. Because she wasn't the only one who wrote a letter. She placed it in my hand. My pulse pounded as I turned it over. It was addressed to Margaret, but it had never been sent. "Read it," she whispered. And so I did. "My dearest Margaret, if you're reading this, then somehow, fate has been kind to us. But I doubt you ever will. Because I won't send it. I want you to know that I understand. I wish things were different, but life doesn't always work the way we want it to. I hope the man you choose will love you as much as I do. And if, in another life, we meet again, maybe the stars will align differently. But in this one, I will let you go. Be happy, my love. James." I let out a slow breath, my chest tightening. Margaret never got this letter. She never knew that James had written back. And yet, she had still kept his letter. Not because she regretted her choice. Not because she had wished for another life. But because some loves, no matter how brief, shape us forever. I folded the letter carefully, placed it back in the envelope, and handed it to James's sister. "It belongs here," I said. She nodded, tears in her eyes. "Thank you, Walter." I stood up, feeling lighter than I had in days. He was a good man. So are you. That night, back home, I sat at my desk with a fresh sheet of paper in front of me. And for the first time in years, I wrote to Margaret. "My love, I found something today. A story you never told me. And for a moment, I wondered if I was just your second choice. But then I realized something. You chose me. Every single day for 50 years. Through every laugh, every argument, every cup of coffee we shared. You never left. And that means more than anything. So if there is another life after this one, I'd like to be your second choice all over again. Yours forever, Walter." I folded the letter, placed it inside Margaret's wooden box, and closed the lid. Rusty wagged his tail at my feet, and I chuckled. "Come on, boy," I said, standing up. "Let's go steal the last cookie. Margaret can't stop us this time." And for the first time in years, I didn't feel alone.